Hi, I it's Easter weekend, and it's the Saturday before Resurrection Day that we celebrate as Christians. And wow, has this been an amazing weekend or what? So Friday, I was stressing. I've been stressing over a decision all week. And I just finally said, "You know what? I'm going to call my sister Sally and I'm going to talk to her and see if she can shed light on this for me. Help me to make up my mind, to make the right choice because I didn't have any peace. And I kept going back and forth and back and forth and back and forth and sometimes things seem like they're a good deal, but deep down inside, if you don't have that, yes, do this. This is the right thing. This is the Mandalorian. Yeah, the Mandalorian. This is the way. um, if you don't have that, this is the way, then don't do it. I um I was struggling over a business decision, and it was going to cost me $5,000, and they were requiring me to use a credit card, and I'm like, no, I don't use credit cards. I don't like credit cards. I just no, something about that just didn't sit well with me, and every time I'd go to use it, it felt like I was standing on a cliff about to jump off, and there was no net, no nothing underneath me. And it was like I'm about to make the worst decision of my life. Why do I not have peace? Or I'm about to, it was presented to me as this is the best decision of your life. But why did I not have peace about it? So I called my sister Sally and said, "Hey, I need to just use you, not use you, but well, yeah, use you as a sounding board. I need to express all the thoughts and things that are going on in my mind." And and when I did, I heard myself say some things that I'd heard myself say during the week, but I wasn't listening to myself so much then as I was when I said it out loud. And I had told myself, well, Eddie nor Robert, either one would have said yes. Well, if neither of them would have said yes, why would I? Um, but I think I was looking at it as looking at it from the perspective that I needed their permission to do it, not let's have an agreement to. And that's something that I'm learning to do too. I don't need people's permission to do things. I need agreement. Do you agree that this is a good decision, or do you agree that this is not a good decision? And here's why I think it is, or here's why I think it's not. And I went through that with Sally, and she said, anytime somebody is telling you that you need to put money down to do this, then it's not a good decision. And I said, and I even told myself, you've already invested enough money in your business and in the education of your business that I don't need to invest any more money. I just need to invest more me. In even in YouTube, I need to, if since I'm going to keep doing this, I need to invest more of me. I just don't know how to schedule it out, or yeah, schedule it out to where it's something that it's a flow. I need to learn to flow in YouTube and flow in my business and other things. I flow pretty good in a lot of things, but I have this thing that I do and it's called the Sunday Basket, and it's a calendar that I write everything down that I'm supposed to do that I need to do the next week. And so I'm going to do that tomorrow. I am going to do this. This is going to happen. Period. And the only thing I don't know about is um, if I'm going to be able to take my spider and have it fixed. Is the part going to be in? If the part's going to be in, hooray. If the part is not going to be in, well, then, then it's going to have to wait for later. So, anyway, so I had a great discussion with my sister Sally. And then she said, I'm glad I have you. She said, now we're turning the tables. I've got a situation. And so she sat there and she talked out her situation. And she's talked to me about it before, but it wasn't something, or at the time when she talked to me about it, I don't know if that was the right time for me to be able to listen um, and give feedback. There's times when we hear people talk, but we don't really hear. We hear people talk with our ears, but we don't hear them talk with our hearts. So that was what happened the first time. Then Friday, yeah, which was yesterday, when she told me, it was like, oh yeah, and I basically said, that's not your job. Don't do it. And she's like, say that again. I said, that's not your job. And it gave her a lot of peace. And talking to her, and I said, I'm going to make this call and I'm going to say, I'm not doing this. And she said, you go right ahead. Here's my shirt, Reen Life. Reen is something that I bought into, and I'm glad I did. I've met some amazing women all across the United States and some overseas, in other countries. So you meet amazing women through Rain, and you can make some great connections. But Rain lacked something for me. I don't know what it was, but there was a lacking in it, and so I joined Big Dogs. And Big Dogs has become one of a really good investment for me, because I'm starting to make connections. I'm starting to make connections in the right way, in the way that I'm supposed to go. I mean, we all go different, go in different directions and find our niche, and I'm starting to find mine. Not just in lending, but in other areas. I'm looking, getting more settled into some of the things that I wrote on my business plan when I first started. It was so funny. Oh goodness. Anyway, so I had a great time with Sally. We helped each other. We walked away with peace. I did make that phone call, and I said, now is not a time for me to be making any kind of decision, especially one where it's going to involve a financial decision that's going to involve me using my credit card, because I'm still in a grieving process. And since I'm still in a grieving process, and I learned the first time, I mean, I made a lot of financial decisions I shouldn't have made after Eddie passed, that it caused me a lot of grief. Just a lot of, um, I don't know, just I regretted him, But even God says, I can take those mistakes and I can turn them around for your good. And I see I see where some of them have been turned around for my good. And I'm thankful for that. I'm eager to see where the rest of them get turned around for my good. Anyway, so then my daughter was here. I sold her my car. I'm ecstatic about that. I've been mulling about, Lord, what do I do with this car? I don't need it. Um, I like it. I really liked the Hyundai. It was a good car. It was a 2014, and I sold it to her because her daughter had an accident and totaled their car, and she's she's at that point where you get to that point in life sometimes. Our kids are just all on the verge of adulthood. Some are in adulthood, some are just on the verge, and they're not they're not on that launching, they haven't launched out, and there's still a lot of finances and stuff she has to deal with. So, why not? Why not sell her my car? I don't She doesn't have to pay full price. That's my daughter. And so, I when she told me that her baby had totaled the car, or that the car got totaled, I said, "Well, hop on a plane and come get this one. I don't need it. It's just sitting there. It's taking up space. And plus I don't want to pay insurance on it." And I said, "It's gonna need some work on it, not a lot, but," and I took good care of it. Oh, she did. I was thinking she didn't take the folder. I had a folder of everything I've ever done, probably every oil change, every part put on there, everything. Probably had that, and I gave it all to her. Even the original papers for that car, she had everything. And when she got here, we ate, and then she took the car, went and had all the oils and the fluids changed, and had it checked out real good, and put um, new windshield wipers on it, had the tires checked, and she said, "Mom, it doesn't need new tires." And so that saved her about $1,000. And I told her it does need a spare. That's something she needs to get pretty quickly. And so I'm excited. She left this morning at 6 o'clock, and got um almost to Pensacola, almost to Florida. She still, I don't know where she is, but she had a good drive. She'll have a good night's sleep tonight. She'll get up and she'll go home tomorrow, and then she can, um, she'll get all her. Well, she has her insurance and everything. Everything is adjusted. She's happy. I'm happy. We all went out for dinner last night. She offered to take Mother and I out, and there's a short video that says, "Hey, we're at Vidora," which is a great restaurant, y'all. It really is a great restaurant. And so, uh, yeah, that was so good. Then today, I had, well, Mother and I have went to WOW. It's called Women of Wisdom, and it's for ladies in our church who have been widowed, and we get together once a month and we celebrate. Um, and so I got up this morning, and um, right after Amber left, I started cooking at 6 o'clock. I cooked a pan of brownies. I cut up all the vegetables for a veggie tray. I cooked a meatloaf. I cooked pork chops. I cleaned everything up. I never got breakfast this morning. I was too busy. Oh, yeah. Oh, gosh. I cooked some cauliflower this morning and it was so good. I just kept going back and eating it. I think I had cauliflower for breakfast. Who knew cauliflower would be good in the morning? So, anyway, just had a great day. Then last minute, I got a shower and we left. Got there and got everything set up. It was they had it set up really beautifully, and had a good time talking with the different ladies and stuff, and did a little bit of business while I was there, and hopefully it pays off. Um, it's time to leave. And I got all our stuff ready, took it all out to the car. I took my purse and my key was in my purse. My phone, I put it in the phone spot and I had everything ready, but somebody was parked behind me. And so and what my plan was to get in the car, drive it to the front, have mother hop in, concierge service, and then we come home. That was my plan. I love it when plans I love it when plans work out, and I love it when my plans don't work out. And I say that because, as we were talking last week, that problems are opportunities. They're opportunities for us to invite God in. And I was like, God, I do not understand what is the deal, because my key was in the car. The car was not supposed to lock because the key was in the car. It's one of those push button things. And I was like, oh no, I can't call anybody because my phone is in the car. I think I need to start, you know, learning some phone numbers, especially emergency phone numbers. And so I went in and I was like, y'all, I need help. My keys are locked in the car. We're not going anywhere. And do you have AAA? No, I don't have AAA. And I thought, well, what if I call the dealership and see, is there something I can do to get it? Because I don't know everything about the car. I inherited it, so it's not like I bought it new and I've learned every little detail on it. Stuff I don't on the Hyundai I still don't know, and I bought that back in 2014. So anyway, it was just I was like, Lord, what is going on? There's something, and he said, just wait, you'll see. So one of the ladies went and talked to somebody because I said it's a key fob thing, and she said if you want something technical, go to a technical person. So she went to a technical person, and the technical person called somebody, and that's a key, can open things, and they came out. At first, they said, "Well, if you can give me some money, I can do it." And I was like, "Well, I don't have any cash." I just thought about it before coming on tonight that you could have Zelled him, but I couldn't Zell him if I couldn't get in the car to get my phone. So I'm like, I don't know if this is going to work or not. And but he did come out, and he got the car unlocked. Wow, when he punched that button, I snatched that door open so quick. It's like, you're not locking back again on me. And I got everything. And mother said she would give him some money because I didn't carry cash with me. I just don't. I used to. I used to carry cash with me all the time, and I'd give it to homeless people. And everything kept going up. It went from here's $5 to here's $10, here's 20. And wow, just it got to be a bunch. Anyway, but I was giving him the money, and he was like, no, 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 no. And he was talking to me about some things, and he is saying he's going through some hard times and bad times and stuff. I was like, and then I started talking to him about the same thing about what we were talking about, how problems are opportunities. And he's a young believer. He's a young man, um, and he was like, oh, and his name is John. And I said, your name means grace. Yohanan is the Hebrew for grace. And he said, thank you. I needed that. And um, I told him that, just invite the Lord into the situation, your situations. I said, we don't have bad days. We may have bad opinions about the days, but we really don't have bad days. Um, I I have good days, I have better days, and I have best days. I choose not to have a bad day. Some days are diamonds, some days are gold. So, which one do you want to have? A diamond day or a gold day? I'm like, hmm, hmm. I'm going to check something out here on the screen. Oh, let's share screen, mute. Oh, okay. I'm finding out different things. Wonder if I talk into no, doesn't matter. Okay. Anyway, but had a good time talking to him. And then I went to give him the money. He was like, no, 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 no. And I said, take it. And he was like, no, no, no. I didn't do it for the money. I said, I know. I said, but mother said she's giving it to you. And he wouldn't take it. And I started giving him the look like, I'm not backing down. I'm giving you this. And then I had to tell him my Aldi story. I think I told y'all before about there was a man on Instagram or one of the social medias, and he'd gone to Aldi and to grocery shop, left his wallet in the car, got up to the cash register, and he didn't have any money. So so he was going to go out to his car and get his wallet. Well, some lady said, hey, I'll pay for your groceries. And he's like, no, no, he wouldn't let her. I said, and he said, I couldn't let her do that. So I went out to the car. I paid for my own groceries. And I'm like, yay that you had the money to do that. But in all honesty, you stopped her from being who she is. She's a giver. And how do I know that? Because givers will say, I'll pay for your groceries. They do. I am a giver. If I find an opportunity that someone is in need, and the Lord is prompting me or whatever, I will give. And so this was one of those times, and I told him, I said, don't stop me from being who I am. Don't stop people from receiving a blessing. It's a blessing to me to be able to give you money. It was a blessing to me to be able to give him money. It was a blessing to mother to be able, because mother just wanted to go home, take a nap. No, she really wanted to give, and she was very thankful. I'm not saying that she wasn't being a giver. She was being a giver, and it was wonderful. So my point was, I had to teach him um, how to be a receiver, to take it and be thankful. So I don't know if I said this earlier, but I had asked the Lord, why is this happening? I'm like, I'm not questioning why is this happening to me, and oh, woe is me, or anything like that. I was like, there's always a reason. There's always a reason for things happening to us in life. And So I was questioning the reason for my keys, my car being locked when it shouldn't have been. And so he said, "You'll see." And so I got to see. It was to teach, give this man an opportunity to be taught. And I'm thankful for that. I really am thankful. And we came home. Mother came in the house. She let the dogs out. And I just sat in the car, and I did record, but I'm really thankful for the things that happened today. Then I went in there and sat with mother. I sat on her bed. She has a recliner next to her bed, so she was in her recliner, and I was sitting on her bed. And we were watching TV with our eyes closed. Gosh, yeah, there was so much food. You ask women to cook, they gonna overdo. And I did, but I have enough for tomorrow to take tomorrow, and then for us to have some during the week. And so I think all in all, good decisions were made. I made that decision on Friday, and I felt so good after I made that phone call and said, "Not today." It was like, yes, that was my yes. Today, I made a good decision to do a bunch of cooking this morning. And this evening, when I was tired from the day and just, oh, I've eaten too much stuff, I went in to the kitchen and I just fixed a plate up, and I had dinner, clean up's a breeze. Already had the kitchen cleaned up, just had to do the two plates. Just so that was a good decision, and it'll be a good decision all week. And it was a good decision for to have my daughter come and buy the car. I was wondering why the car wasn't why was it never the right time to sell it? I had a family member that was gonna help me sell it, and she kept saying, uh, today's not a good day to sell it. This is not a good time to sell it. You won't get the most money out of it." And you know what, y'all? I didn't get the most money out of it, but I didn't sell it to my daughter for the price that I could have gotten for it. I ain't close, but I didn't do it for the money. I did it because my baby daughter, my 45-year-old daughter, and her family needed a car. Well, I'm not going to make her suffer while I've got the extra. Go for it. It was good. Then today at our the going to the Wow uh, feast today was a good decision. While I was there, one of the ladies got up and talked, and she said, and she was talking about how the Lord had healed her heart from things in the past, and last year she had been praying for a friend of hers who had cancer, and that friend had small children, and she had prayed that the Lord heal the friend so she could raise her children, but her friend passed, and she's like, "Lord, my heart is really hurting." And the Lord, he took her back, and he said, "You remember this hurt?" Yes. He said, "Did I heal your heart then?" She said, "Yes." "Do you remember this hurt?" "Yes." "Did I heal your heart then?" "Yes." "Do the hurt of losing your husband? Did I heal your heart then?" "Yes." He said, "I'll heal your heart now if you'll let me." I've been dealing a lot lately with a hurting heart from my husband being gone too soon. And I needed to hear that. I know God heals our hearts. I know God has healed me. I just have to receive it. I have to take it. It's mine. And a lot of it is I just have to let go of it. Because good things are happening. I I don't there's nothing in me that believes that it was God's plan for him to die soon, because why would he say you have a heart towards veterans, and then say you have a heart towards veterans, I want you to minister to veterans, and then I want you to come home, but I want you to come. That's not how God works. That's not. God is not the author of death. He is the author of life and health and wholeness and love and forgiveness and goodness, and he brings dead things back to life. And that's another thing I'd probably wait till tomorrow to do, because dead things in my life are coming back to life. Dead things in me. I'm discovering who I am. So with that, I'm going to stop. So, if you guys like what you're hearing, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. And somebody said, I heard on another YouTube, hype, hype it. I don't really know what that means, but hype it. And y'all have a good night. Have a most blessed day tomorrow, and sweet sleep and sweet dreams. I bless you in Jesus' name. Amen.